to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke, and if you haven't figured that out by now, then you probably shouldn't be tuning in the first place. Thank you for being here with us this morning. I'm sorry for starting the show a little late. We have a lot of stuff up and coming with Shock CBD. We've just done 3 new product releases, and this is going to blow your mind. We have chips and a style of Cheeto and a hard soft candy, and these are now available on the website. Hard to see it right now, but we have Doritos. These are chip form Delta 8. We have Weetos, which are kind of like a Dorito. And then we have Asteroids, which are a hard candy with a soft inside, all of which are Delta 8. You will fail a drug test. 250 milligrams of Delta 8 per bag. Do not, I repeat, do not eat the entire fucking bag. You'll be higher than fucking eagle tits, and you will not come down for a very long time. Case in point, Sarah, our employee right now, is still high as shit because she wanted to test it out last night, and she is pretty fucking high still. What a great company to work for. What a great company to work for. You can still come to work high as shit. It's amazing, as long as your job gets done. This is now on the website at shellshockcbd.com, and we, as per SOP now that we've established, standing operating procedure, anytime we launch a new product, for the first 24 hours, it will be discounted. So using code SNACKS, you will get 20% off for the next 24 hours. So if you listen to this podcast regularly and you don't wait, you just benefited from it. So for the next 24 hours, code SNACKS will save you 20% off. Now, John, the next question is, how much do they cost? Simple enough. Each bag, minus the Asteroids, the Doritos and the Weetos are $24.99. Mark it down 20%. You got that for the next 24 hours. And the Asteroids are $20. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. These are on the website. They are going to be subscriber options. You can get these delivered to you per month. They taste amazing. They will get you high as shit. We've tested it. It is good to go. So appreciate you tuning in today on the podcast for checking that out. So let's get into it. This day in history. Let me do the music again. I feel like that's a good intro. I can't even hear it. I'm just going by what the vocal settings are saying. I think that's okay. Okay, fuck it. That's it. I need to do like I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. All right. Great Chicago Fire begins on October 8th, 1871. Flames spark in Chicago barn of Patrick and Catherine O'Leary. Ignite in a 2-day blaze that kills between 200 and 300 people, destroys roughly 17,450 buildings, leaves 100,000 homeless, and causes an estimated $200 million in 1871 dollars, roughly $4 billion in 2021 dollars, in damages. Increase that price point under the Biden economy. Much more expensive. Legend has it that a cow kicked over a lantern in the O'Leary barn and started the fire. But other theories told that humans or even a comet may have been responsible for the event. Yes, a comet. We'll blame it on that one, folks. I says to myself, it's like a comet, really? We're believing this story now. Just devoid of personal responsibility, let's go to a comet. Yeah, we'll do that. Despite the fire's devastation, much of Chicago's physical infrastructure, including its water and sewage and transportation system, remained intact. Reconstruction efforts began quickly and spurred great economic development and population growth as architects laid the foundation for a modern-day city featuring the world's first skyscrapers. At the time of the fire, Chicago's population was approximately 324,000. Within 9 years, there were over 500,000 Chicagoans. By 1893, the city and major economic and transportation hub with an estimated population of 1.5 million. That same year, Chicago was chosen to host the World's Columbian Exposition, a major tourist attraction visited by 27.5 million people, or approximately half the U.S. population at the time. Hey, incredible times. But now, if you go to Chicago, you're more than likely to be shot. Even though they have the hardest restrictions on gun violence, they still have insane gun shoot. It's almost as like trying to prohibit it only empowers the criminals to do what they want and then fucks the law-abiding citizens. So it behooves you to say fuck the law, fuck the government, and get yourself a fucking gun. That's the way it works. Fuck these nerds, folks. Fuck them. Fuck them in the arse. Oh my God. Let's go, Brandon. Here we go. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching live on Twitch, YouTube, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the stream. Thank you for making our voices heard even louder. Okay. Let's get into this. Report Kristen Sinema, the bisexual Republican, she might as well be. I keep wanting to say Republican. The Democrats representative out of Arizona is not returning Joe Biden's phone calls. And for those that don't know, essentially the reconciliation bill Biden was proposing, calling for $3.5 trillion, which would be the biggest bill in American history, has been denounced by two representatives on the Democratic side. So with that being said, it means Democrats have to go back to the drawing board and redo this, because if they don't have a united front, it won't pass. And Kristen Sinema has taken the majority of the heat up, as opposed to the other Democratic representative, who I can't even remember the name of, but they're going after her hard. Apparently she has the power, and they're going after her as hard as they can. Apparently there's George Soros-funded protesters trying to harass her nonstop. And that's, this just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you go against the leftist views, like even the president is going to try and call you. Even the president is going to try and call you to try and convince you. All they're doing with this is creating more conservatives. So more power to you. Alienate your own people. Do it. Like, I'm sitting here in the back of my mind, I was like, this is really a good thing. It's a good thing. And I'm not condoning it. But now maybe Democrats are going to start waking up to the fact that your side is so engrossed with essentially, wishing death on people, causing harm, all these things, protesting, abusing, and hitting women in the streets, burning down buildings. And this is why Republicans are getting fed up with it, and they're going to start pushing back. I can already see it. We're hitting a boiling point, but I'll digress back to the main topic here. Senator Kristen Sinema out of Arizona reportedly does not always return. Boy, they have her as a Republican out of Arizona. This is from Breitbart. What? I don't know. Maybe they just misprinted. I don't know. Reportedly does not always return President Biden's phone calls concerning the negotiations of reconciliation, CNN reported Thursday. And this is from Breitbart, but as reported by CNN. Biden himself has and I love how CNN is going to now try and demonize her as well. But if she was to come out tomorrow and say, fuck Donald Trump, and then I'm in favor of this, she would be loved. She would be welcomed back into the open arms of the DNC, saying, hey, you are thinking just like the rest of us. Welcome back to the community. Now you can come home. Now you can be amongst your kind. But if you think differently than the majority of here, you're not welcome here. The party of inclusivity and tolerance is ridiculous. Biden himself has sounded exasperated at both Manchin and Sinema. Manchin's the other one. Thank you. According to Democrat lawmakers who have spoken to Biden about reconciliation negotiations. The president told progressives this week that he has spent many hours with the two senators and they don't move. Then maybe you should go back to the drawing board. And of course, Bernie Sanders and his infinite wisdom, this fucking dude that's just like one day away from death, and hopefully it comes for him soon because this guy's a piece of shit. I fucking hate this guy. And I'm not ashamed to admit this. Like, these people are enemies of freedom and liberty. Why are we fucking tolerating these motherfuckers? Like, why? Like, I'm tired of, like, playing nice with these pieces of shit that call for socialism, all these things. It's ridiculous. This guy goes out there and he's like, they should not have the right for two people to go against the majority of... He said 48. He said, the two people to go against 48, including the sitting president of America. Biden, bro, career politician, that's called democracy. But I love how you spin this, that... if the majority, in this case, if the majority feels differently, then the minority shouldn't have the right to go against the very founding document that even put you in position that you're in, to go against that and say they shouldn't have the right. That's democracy in its purest form. And the fact that you don't like it, you want to sit there and say you shouldn't have the right. How quickly you want to strip away the rights of people that disagree with you. This is why we shouldn't tolerate these pieces of shit. We're seeing a commonality here on Democrats' side on the left, and be very observant of it occurring on the right, because it does. There are theocrats out there that push for this, but it's more so coming from the left. That's what we're seeing more so now these days than anything. If you disagree with me, your rights should be stripped away. If you don't want to get the jab, your rights should be stripped away. If you don't vote according to party lines in the DNC, your rights should be stripped away. You shouldn't have the right. What we should have the right to do is pull you out and fucking string you up. Calling for fucking not having the rights. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? Should not have the right to go against the majority. Jabba the Hutt looking motherfucker. I don't feel anything for these people. These career politicians that have made a living not doing any fucking work. They never got dirt under their hands or in their fingernails. Never did that. They lived and grew fat off of taxpayer dollars, lying to you, changing positions with the blowing fucking wind. These people are scum. They are scum to me. The older I get, the less tolerant I'm becoming of pieces of shit like this. Because when you sit there and talk about the land of the free and the home of the brave, and you call for you shouldn't have the right, therefore there should be no democracy. Realistically, what he wants is tyranny by the majority, which is the very same reason we have the Electoral College, ladies and gentlemen. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Biden was also in favor of abolishing that. This is what they do. This is what they do. If they don't win, if they don't get their way, change the rules. And you wonder, like Democrats, like you seriously sit there and you wonder why Republicans believe that they were cheated out of an election. Because you change the rules at every fucking opportunity you get, or you try to. No wonder they don't trust you. I don't fucking trust you. I don't even trust Republicans. It's ridiculous. The legislative standoff is so bad that CNN's sources told news organizations that Sinema does not always return phone calls from Biden. Ladies and gentlemen, like, look, Trump had it bad. Don't get me wrong. Like, CNN went after Trump. Everybody in the world went after Trump. He had a lot of freaking people backing him. And even Trump's numbers weren't this bad. I don't think Democrats are understanding just how bad their party is doing right now. Your polling is ridiculously low. And let's just move polling over to the side for a second. You have sitting representatives that are not returning a president's phone calls over an issue like this. You're going to sold out stadiums where people are chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." You have news reporters at NASCAR legitimately trying to cover it up and saying, oh, they're saying, "Let's go Brandon." Like, no, they're saying, "Fuck Joe Biden." The cognitive dissonance is on full display to such an extent that you wonder how these people even wake up and tie their fucking shoes. You really do. What type of world do you live in where you have to deny what is really going on in front of you? And I feel like this is what the Democrats are doing right now. This is what they've done for, the longest time now that we've seen. That they are living in this utopia that exists in their mind that is not pragmatic. This is where they exist. And they want the rest of the world to meet them in their mind space versus coping with reality. I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and we talked about fair. Fair being a 4-letter word, saying, some things are fair, some things are not fair. Anytime you use fair as your metric, your calculations are automatically going to be flawed and off. There is no such thing as fair. And I hate to say that. But it's true. It's true in business. It's true in life. It's true in love. It's true in everything. There is no fair. You can work as best as you can to make things fair, but sometimes life is just going to kick you in the fucking balls, ladies and gentlemen. And you got to figure out how you're going to deal with it. You can either sit there and scream at the sky and say life isn't fair, yada, 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 or you can adjust and figure out ways to achieve what it is you're going for. So with Democrats, though, it's like, hey, fuck the Constitution. It's not fair. We're changing the rules. To resolve any bad blood between the negotiation factions, Representative Ro Khanna, Democrat of California, reportedly suggested Biden assemble both senators in a room to hammer out a compromise on the massive tax and spend package. But Biden reportedly believes that would not help the inter-party standoff. Good. We have 2 Democratic representatives right now fending off a financial Mongolian horde that's going to cripple America and cause way more inflation. The president told progressive House Democrats that he's been in politics a long time, and getting them together in the same room would almost be like homicide, CNN reported. So what that tells me is that Biden is not confident in his negotiation skills. That's all that means. You're telling me you can't negotiate, you can't talk, you can't even at least talk? Okay. But it's kind of hard to do when she won't even return your phone calls, so. Love me some pumpkin spice. I just think it's a matter of getting them in the same room. Senator John Tester, Democrat, told CNN, asked if he was concerned the Democrat infighting could derail Biden's entire agenda. Tester said yes. Tester knows what he's talking about, because it already is. The Biden agenda is in flames right now. It is in flames right now. We're going to get on to another report that unemployment, job forecasting is not even 50% of what they thought it would be. This is how bad it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get worse. Tester is not alone in his beliefs that a meeting between the senators could resolve the differences. I just think it's better, or he says, I just think it's better to have leaders in the room with them try to bridge their differences. Now, she has openly said what she's calling for, which is a reduction of cost, a reduction of spending. That's all she wants, saying pull it back a little bit. It's too much. Why is it always like they have to be the one to negotiate? Democratic infighting comes as the far left is holding the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill hostage in exchange for assurances that the radical items will be included in the $3.5 trillion reconciliation package. Senator Joe Manchin has demanded the reconciliation package be $1.5 trillion, while far left House members and socialist Senator Bernie Sanders want to spend at least $3.5 trillion. You know why they're not afraid of inflation, ladies and gentlemen? Because they're not worried about where their next burger's coming from. These people don't live paycheck to paycheck like you and I do. That's not how they work. These people are millionaires. They have grown fat and rich off of your money, and so anything that's going to impact you directly, they don't give a shit about. Hey, taxes go up, inflation happens. Then you got Jen Psaki out there saying, well, it's unfair that businesses do that. They shouldn't do that. What do you expect them to do? If you pour more water into the bathtub, do you say it's not fair that all the water rises just because you added some water? Like, I seriously wonder, is like, are you fucking retarded? Like, what qualifications do you have to do this job? If we raise taxes and businesses charge more for their products, increase cost of goods to make up for what they're going to pay in taxes so they can continue to expand and hire more, that's not fair. Peppermint patty looking cunt. Yeah, that's why I'm never going to be on Fox. I'm fine with it. Maybe we start a new movement. A new movement of independent critical thinkers, and Andrew Yang is not welcome. For those that don't know, Andrew Yang has apparently vocalized that he has now left the Democratic Party, and I believe he's going more centrist, more independent, yet he's still a Democrat. This is the same guy that talked about open to ideas of vaccine passports, chips, things such as that. He's a supporter of UBI, which is universal basic income, which is going to be proven not to work. Even Milton Friedman was somewhat of a fan of it, but it's never been shown to work. In a smaller country, it has, vaguely, but America's not small. And, you know, I won't get into that. I don't think UBI would ever work, essentially. And, you know, Milton Friedman had an idea in regards to taxation and how UBI can be spawned out of that. I highly suggest you go listen to it, because at least get to expand your mind to listening to a different economic take on how we can try and raise the lower poverty level up to the middle class. But I think the problem isn't so much as a fiscal issue, but more personal responsibility and intelligent fiscal management. That's the problem, meaning they don't know how to fucking handle their money. Senator Joe Manchin has demanded the... Okay, move on. Sanders told reporters... I don't give a fuck what Sanders... Oh, God. Okay, I got to read it. Sanders told reporters Wednesday that he was angry... Okay, no, I can't read it. Fuck this nerd. I hope a heart attack gets him soon enough. This piece of shit needs to die. He needs to fucking die. I hate him. These motherfuckers would see your rights stripped away, the Constitution burned, just so they can get what they want. There's no respect for the game. None. If we don't get what we want, burn it to the ground. Politicians are scum. These types of politicians are scum to me. I should probably stop saying so much about what I think about these people. It's going to get me in some hot water one of these days, but I really don't fucking care. Texas high school shooting. Boy, 15, fighting for his life after being shot 4 times, family says. This actually happened locally. The victim of the shooting at a Texas high school remains in an induced coma in the ICU as he fights for his life. I'm not going to read this shooter's name. He's a piece of shit. And also, by the way, I know Democrats are like really quiet on this. He's a minority. Don't say that. Don't say that. He wasn't white. We don't report that. Don't report that. No. Because, minorities can't be violent. We don't say that. We don't say that. If he's white, then we cover it. We'll cover it if he's white. Because of white patriarchy and supremacy. But if he's a minority, specifically black, we're not going to talk about it. Don't say anything. Just sweep it under the rug. Because if we do, then we're racist. You gotta love it. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah, we're getting to that. I'm already seeing the comments. And this kid's out on bail. So everything the Democrats have been spewing out of their buttholes they call mouths for the last years just got diminished. Because I see all these TikTok liberals that like TikTok is cancer. Liberals on TikTok are the fucking worst. But these very same people are like, oh my God, it's always these mass shooters that are white. They're the ones that live to be arrested and they shoot the minorities instead. What's your adage on this one now? Because not only was this kid arrested, who's 18 by the way, he was released on bail. Please explain this to me. Such and such allegedly shot Zacchaeus Selby, 15 years old, 4 times the .45 caliber handgun during a fight that broke out at a Timberview High School in Arlington on Wednesday. Calvin Petit, a teacher who tried to break up the fight, was also wounded in the shooting, and another student was grazed by a bullet. This kid turned himself in, and he's not a kid, he's an adult, he's 18. This man turned himself in following an hour-long manhunt. Arlington police released him from custody on Thursday after he posted a $75,000 bond. He faces 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. What about attempted homicide? Are you fucking serious? This kid shot a dude 4 times. He shot a 15-year, and he's out on bond? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's real, ladies and gentlemen. It's real. You want to talk about black privilege? There it is. There it is. He's the victim of bullying. I don't give a fuck what he's the victim of in that regards. You don't get to go shoot people. He's a victim of bullying? An 18-year-old from a 15-year-old? Explain that to me. Please. Please. There is no justifying that. Just because you're bullied does not give you the right to go grab a gun and shoot somebody. No, you don't. I don't give a fuck what people think about that. That's ridiculous. The fact that we even try and pass that off as some type of justified reasoning in your mind is like, oh, no, he was bullied. You know what you could do? You punch him in the fucking nose. You don't shoot them. But again, the point still stands. He's black, he's 18, and he walked on bail, and then he gets shot. Everything Democrats have been screeching for the last years just got undermined. Don't tell me you want equality when you're not going to hold your own side or your own race accountable. You won't do it. You won't do it. That's the problem. And that's what's funny about it. Don't come in my chat and tell me to fucking calm down. Dude, I ban that motherfucker. You do not come in here and tell me what the fuck to do. My name is John motherfucking Burke, and you ever think that you're going to come in here and tell me what the fuck to do, you got another thing coming, bitch. You got another fucking thing coming. I let you in my fucking streams. I let you. You don't have to be here. Check yourself when you come in my fucking door. And I'll take it another step further. I'm in a mood today. I'm just in a mood. I'm gonna tell you flat the fuck out. We did this $2,000 giveaway. I sold my vehicle. My Charger. Got $14,000 for it. And we're picking 7 families to give $2,000 to. Okay? I make a post yesterday talking about, it's actually a local gentleman who's been a customer of Shell Shock. We didn't know this. And he was picked. We didn't know who he was. And so he got the $2,000. He had just, lost his mother. And he's going through a hard time financially. He's having to raise his niece by himself. He's got a lot of medical bills. So I make the post. And I know how social media is. I know how people are going to be. But just this one time. And this is on my Instagram page. At the John Burke. And instantly, people come in. 1 second. People come in and instantly start trying to have debates and arguments in the comments section. Instantly trying to do that. Because you got to be right. Now, I understand wanting to get your point across, but for fuck's sakes, read the goddamn room. Because what it really boils down to is the fact that you just want to be right. It's ego-driven. On a post that's trying to do some good, trying to help somebody out, you have to go in there and you have to unzip and pull your dick out and just piss and shit all over everything. Because you yourself have to make your little snowflake voice heard. Was she put on a ventilator? Did she try ivermectin? And I'm not against any of this, but like, Jesus Christ, would you shut the fuck up for like 1 moment and just scroll on by? Or just say, hey, condolences, I'm sorry. And that's the problem with social media. It's because the social filters are gone. They're gone. Because a day and an age when you would say something like, imagine going to a wake and saying some shit like that. Imagine going to a wake and saying something like that. Somebody would turn around and bust you in the fucking mouth. And that's the problem with social media. You're not socially held accountable for the dumb shit that you fucking say. So I ban these motherfuckers. Like, I'm not tolerating it anymore. You can't just scroll on by and just let things be. I mean, I understand debate. I understand wanting to. I get that. But if it's a post about something good, why try and shit all over it? Why? What purpose does that serve? And at the end of the day, no minds were changed. You didn't change anybody's mind, because I read the comments. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Here we go. The good thing is, half the time, people are like, hey, is there a GoFundMe we can donate to? So I appreciate that. And then, of course, I make the post in my stories. I make another post in my Instagram. Like, hey, you got 1 hour to unfuck yourself. I'm gonna start being an even bigger dick on my Instagram page. Even bigger dick. You want to come on my page, you're going to act right. You're going to act correct. Now, on the political page, you do whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. That's all for debate. You dick measuring. Yeah, do what you want. But on my other page, where you put out a good post, like, why? What's the necessity for doing this? You going to change some minds about ivermectin, or about fucking don't go on a ventilator, or that COVID is real, or yada, yada, yada? Or this one guy goes on there, he's like, this should serve as a lesson to everybody that you should get vaccinated. Shut the fuck up. So fucking tired of it. This should serve. You should get vaccinated. How do you know she wasn't, you dumb fuck? How do you know she wasn't? Oh, and by the way, people with the vaccines are still dying, so shut the fuck up. You're not a goddamn scientist, and I don't even trust doctors at this point. Don't know who to trust, so let me make up my own fucking mind. You should shut the fuck up. All right, I'm on one today. I need Josh back. Josh settles me down. I'm on one today. Oh, my God. Drug seizures of fentanyl, meth, see uptick along southwest border, DEA. And real quick, for those that don't like the rules that I'm implementing on my page, tough shit. I don't fucking care. You don't like it? Fucking leave. You don't like my chat? Fucking leave. You don't like the podcast? Turn it off. Go away. I don't fucking care. I'm putting my opinion out here. You're here for a reason. I didn't ask you to be here. I'm glad you're here. Don't get me wrong. But if my fucking opinions, or if the way I want to run my fucking page rubs your butthole the wrong way, well, then take your butthole and get the fuck off my page. Don't announce you're leaving. Don't say, I'm unfollow. I don't care. I legitimately don't fucking care. Just imagine the levels of the confidence you must have to think that someone like me is going to give a fuck about what you think in regards to why you're leaving. I don't care. And let me explain this even further, because I kind of want to do a lesson on this. Then you got this one douche lord in my comments says, you're a bitch for caring what people think or do. On my page, yes, I do care, because I don't want racist shit on there. I don't want any of that stuff on there, because if it does, number one, I disagree with it. Number two, it's going to get me shut the fuck down and my business will suffer. I don't think some of these people realize the risks that I take being this opinionated on social media while running a company. Any day I'm at risk for the social media outrage mob to come after me and try and cancel me. It's entirely possible. It's very possible. And the shit that I say is not exactly PG. It's not. But this douchebag comes on, and you're a bitch for caring. And then he says, oh, so much for fucking free speech, huh? Okay, dipshit. Let me explain this to you fucking morons out there. Don't understand how the First Amendment works. Okay. If you go to an apartment complex and they have their own set of rules, their own terms of services, and you decide to do business with them and rent an apartment, you still abide by their rules, the property owner. In your own apartment, you can set forth your own rules. So when somebody comes into my page and says, well, I should be able to say whatever I want. No, you can't. It's my page. Now, what about censoring? So if I kick you off my page, does that mean you can't post what you want on your page? It most certainly does. You can. You're not being censored. You're just not allowed on my platform. You're not allowed on my page. You call that censoring. As long as you adhere to the fucking terms and my rules, which is don't be a racist prick, you're allowed to stay. That is not the censoring of free speech. Now, if I said, you're not allowed here and I'm kicking you out of your house, I'm taking it away from you, that I could consider partially censorship. I could possibly consider that. But at the same time, they own the land. They own the company. They own the business. Do I like it? Fuck no. But that ain't censorship. Not to that extent. If you come on my page and you're using N-bombs and white supremacy and all this shit, I'm kicking the fuck off because I don't want you here. But you're not silenced from saying it on your platform, your page, your house, your apartment. Because most of you fucking troglodytes don't realize the First Amendment works not one way, but two. You can say whatever it is that you want. You can come on my page and say whatever the fuck you want, but there will be repercussions for what you say. Don't come on my page and insult me and then expect me to tolerate you. Fuck no, I'm not. Absolutely not. Don't go into a fucking movie theater and scream fire and expect there not to be repercussions. Don't do it. Now, do I think there should be criminal charges on that? No, I don't. I really don't. That's free speech. But that business says, get the fuck up, you're banned. You're not coming back. We'll ban you at every fucking company representation that we have out there. Absolutely. Or every facility. We'll ban you. You know what? You won't be allowed in. So you have the right to do it. But you ain't coming back. You can start your own movie theater. That's how fucking freedom of speech works. So you're going to say something. You can say it on your platform. You can come after me all you want. Many people do. I don't fucking care. That's the way it works. But you will not come into my house and disrespect me like that. You will come correct. You will come fucking correct. Well, John, now you seem like you're caring so much what people say. When I make a post about a guy who just lost his mom, who I know is reading those comments, looking for fucking sympathy and shit like that, and I see you acting like a little twat waffle, you're goddamn right I'm not going to fucking tolerate you. I'm a dick. I'm a fucking dick. So you can say whatever the fuck you want because you don't have to come on my page and insult people or insult me. Like, what in their fucking right mind do you ever think is going to happen that you can walk into somebody's house and say, oh, you're a fucking idiot, blah, 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 and you expect them to what? Make you dinner and say, have a seat at my table? Get the fuck out of here. You people are legitimately living in this weird world that you don't even understand how the First Amendment fucking works or what actual censorship is. Like, get the fuck out of here. So much for free speech, huh? As you say it. Oh, and even better thing. On this guy's page, he quotes me. Not like a good quote. And then turns around and calls me a bitch for caring what people think. No, I care about that guy and what he's dealing with right now, having just lost his mom to COVID. We try to do something good for him, and you're not going to come in here and piss and shit all over it. I won't let you. And if you don't like it, don't fucking come on my page. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. All right. Oh, that felt so fucking good. I felt like I just blew a massive, cyber load all over this douchebag, and he's lucky I didn't fucking tag him. That cocksucker's lucky I didn't unleash the Savage Army on his ass. He's fucking lucky, you douchebag. You're probably watching right now in my chat somewhere, you cocksucker. You're a bitch, but I don't take criticisms from lesser men. I don't fucking care. You do not criticize me. I criticize you. You know why? Because I'm smarter, I'm better looking, my dick is bigger. I hope my dick is bigger. I hope. I'm Michael Savage 2.0, but with the cussing. Maybe this is what it's supposed to be. Maybe I would love to have an interview with Michael Savage. Not like in a negative way. I would love to talk to this dude. I like Michael Savage. Maybe I'm like Michael Savage 2.0, but with saying fuck a lot. I don't know, because I love Savage. Savage is a great entertainer. If y'all don't know who Michael Savage is, you should look him up. He's a very well-known conservative speaker. He's not so mainstream because he's not with the Turning Point cronies and the rest of them, but Michael Savage is a fucking savage. He has the Savage Nation. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's amazing. So if you haven't done so, definitely go check him out. He's got a really good show. I think it airs on his website, michaelsavage.com. And he's just very well spoken. You know, he's very well spoken. And just a good guy. There's some things I don't agree with him on, but the fact is this guy is a very good entertainer. All right, drug seizures of fentanyl, meth, see uptick along southern border. According to the DEA, the migrant surge is redirecting resources away from stopping drug trafficking. Far Texas, one pill can kill. That's the message the Drug Enforcement Administration is spreading to bring awareness to the rise of fentanyl. Thousands of people cross between U.S. and Mexico daily at the Far International Bridge in Texas. It's also where Customs and Border Protection seized $1.2 million worth of cocaine and fentanyl on October 1st. That's hardly a dent in the quantity of... I thought it said quality. Well, sign me up. No, I'm playing. Am I playing? No, I don't know. This episode is brought to you by Shock CBD, where we sell Delta 8 now. I couldn't pass that up. Just the amount of fentanyl just apprehended by the Texas Department of Public Safety just this year is more than enough to kill every man, woman, and child in the state of Texas, California, and New York, said Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Most times, fentanyl, a synthetic opioid often in the form of counterfeit pills, is manufactured in Mexico. Cartels then illegally bring the pills across the border to bigger cities like San Antonio, and from there, the pills could go across to the country. It's just like making, to really simplify it, chocolate chip cookies, said Special Agent Dante Sorianello, a 35-year veteran with the DEA, works in the San Antonio district. Sometimes one cookie, if you're making it at home, gets more chips in it than other. If you're doing that with a potential fatal poisonous substance, if you make a hot pill that will kill somebody. He says they're seeing a record amount of fentanyl and methamphetamine in Del Rio, Eagle Pass, Texas. I wonder why. Why are we so, Biden administration, why are we seeing so much of the fentanyl in Del Rio? Because that's the fucking passport. That's where they're coming through. That's where you're funneling the illegal immigrants through. Naturally. And go look at the rape cases out there too, I bet. Go look at the rape and crime. Yeah, I challenge you. They're not sending us their best, folks. They're not sending us their best. Trust me, folks, we're going to build this wall so high, so fucking, they're going to have to get a trebuchet to get those little Mexicans over. It's going to be great. So great. Oh, and for the one gentleman, like, apparently I hate Jews now. I posted on my Facebook page. Just say, this douchebag's probably listening too. Hey, go fuck yourself. Like, seriously, I forget what your name is. That's how quickly I forget about your names, but I remember what you said because it was so funny to me. It's like, John doesn't, like, you're going to talk about how you hate Jewish people because you made fun of how Ben Shapiro talks? Like, bro, when I tell you don't want to step to me intellectually, I'm serious. You don't. You really don't. Half you cocksuckers out there that you want to step to me, that you want to debate me, you are going to lose. Because I've done this for so fucking long. I know the playbook. I know how you're going to come at me, and I'll just dismantle your first point right there. You're making fun of Ben Shapiro because what, he talks like a Jew? Are you now insinuating there's an actual dialect that Jews have? That's very racist. Are you saying that a certain group of people, ethnicity, sound a certain way? Wow. How very stereotypical and racist of you, sir. Oh, wow. You weren't ready for that, were you? Are you saying Jews? Are you saying black people? Are you saying whites? Are you saying Hispanic? Do they talk a certain way? Please, elaborate more. Now, realistically, I'll beat you at your own fucking game. I'll beat you at your own fucking game. You won't win. You won't win. You dumb schmuck. Then he's making fun of Jews. I'll make fun of anybody. I'll make fun of everybody. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what people think anymore. That's what we have to do in our minds. We've got to break free of the shackles that we have self-imposed because of social media outrage that is such bullshit. Stop caring about offending people when it comes to jokes. I mean, of course, read the room, naturally. I know how that can sound a little hypocritical when I talk about don't post dumb shit on a post made for fucking to help somebody. But you get where I'm going with that. And it's my show. We joke about everything here. Everybody gets made fun of equally. It's the way it works. John's making fun of Jewish people, and then he basically said that it's like paying a hooker and not getting the sex if we sponsor this fucking dome in Israel. He's such an anti-Semite. You serious? Like, you serious? Me of all people that has caught so much shit for defending Jewish people that I don't buy into the fucking stereotypes. I don't. They should have the same right to religion as a Muslim does. Oh my God, how dare you stand for individual liberty? Oh my God, it's so horrible. You're such a disgusting individual. All right, I gotta stop. I'm gonna stop the whining. I know I'm whining. I know. But I'm a human being and I have the fucking right. I'm just like you. I hate when people hold you to unrealistic expectations. Like you should be better than everybody. Fuck no, I'm a human being. If you cut me, do I not bleed? Not really, because I ain't got time to bleed. By the way, James Bond comes out tonight. No Time to Die. All right, so we're seeing it in Del Rio, the massive influx of fentanyl and things such as that. During a recent surge in illegal immigration, Border Patrol agents were relocated to process the migrants. This led to the closing of inspection checkpoints, allowing drug traffickers to go undetected. Great job, Biden. Great job, Kamala. Wonderful job. You're doing such an exemplary job. You take their horses from them, you cripple them, or you hamstring them. They can't do the job as effective anymore. And the fact that morale is so low, people are quitting. Nobody wants to enlist to do it. Nobody wants to join to do this. Just to only be criticized by the fucking POTUS and the rest of these douchebags. So naturally, they're strapped for people. They have no one on the list. Why would they want to? Like, hey, by the way, the pay is not the greatest. You do get benefits. But if you fuck up, you're going to get crucified. And even your own people won't have your back. Oh, by the way, if you fuck up against somebody that's illegally coming over and breaking the law, that could potentially be a drug trafficker, a sex trafficker, a rapist, a murderer. But if you do the wrong thing and you even look like you're whipping them with horse reins, you're done. You are done, ski. But hey, why don't you come join Border Patrol? And places like the Army are going to wonder why retention is just shit. Maybe because your organization's turned to shit and you don't have men in your ranks anymore. That's right. I said it. Bring back the patriarchy. We fucking need it. We need it. Women fucked it up. No, I'm playing. Feminists fucked it up. It's a joke. People could take that. They're gonna clip that. They're gonna clip that part right there. Burke says, "Bring back the patriarchy." And then I say, "I'm kidding." They won't hear that part, but that's fine. It'll get clicks, I guess. Whatever. During a recent surge in illegal immigration, border patrol, blah, 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 blah. If the checkpoint is closed, now you get to unload. And yeah, I am kidding, by the way. I see comments in the chat like, are you serious? No, I'm fucking joking. Why would I sit there and preach individual liberty for every single person out there and then say we need to bring back the patriarchy? That's a joke. If the checkpoint is closed, now you get to unload all the stash houses with humans and all the stash houses with drugs and send them in through our Texas highways, I-35, I-20, all the way through. Now, I used to live down there. I used to live in Beaumont, Texas, right on the Gulf of Mexico. And there are main highways like I-10, I-75, things such as that. No. I-75 is here in Dallas. I-10 I know for sure. But there are main highways that you see a lot of cops doing stops on because apparently there's a lot of drug, like a lot of drug trafficking going through. Like the stories I hear, it's just insanity to me. That when we're not, ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about like pickup trucks. We're talking about 18-wheelers. We're talking about 18-wheelers. Avelia says more than 90,000 people have died so far this year from fentanyl overdoses. Wait a minute. Shouldn't this be a priority for Americans to end this fentanyl overdoses? Or maybe in my mind, it's like, you knew what you were doing. You put that pill in your mouth. I'm not going to feel bad for you if you OD. You knew what you were doing. You go sticking a pill in your mouth that you don't know what's in it or where it's from. What the fuck did you think was going to happen? I mean, naturally, that's Darwinism. That's nature rooting out the idiots. Sorry. That's a hard thing to say, but I really don't fucking care.
Can I get some of that fentanyl?
Senor, I do not know where it was made, but I got it from Mexico.
Okay, I'll take it anyway. Just take one.
I don't even know the milligrams on each pill, so you can take it at your own risk.
Okay. Dead.
Oh, he was such a poor thing. We have to stop the drug trafficking. Or maybe you just stop fucking taking drugs that you don't know where it's coming from. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm all for doing drugs. Do whatever fucking drug you want. I don't care. It's your body. I'm agreeing with letting drugs be legalized. But if you're going to take a drug that you don't know where it's come from, what's in it, with a dosage amount, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Like, I mean, seriously, you're taking a foreign substance, injecting, swallowing, or snorting it into your body, not knowing what it is, and you're trusting the word of a drug dealer? I mean, okay, you do what you want, I guess. I mean, that's just, yeah. Oh, my God. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. I just don't. Why should I? Why should we feel sorry for and reward stupidity? That's where America has went wrong. We are rewarding the wrong people. All right, moving on. I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood. Why am I in a mood? I didn't sleep good last night. That's what it was. Actually, no, I had a nightmare last night. Not even lying. I forgot. I had a nightmare last night. I was up at I think I went to bed around I forget what time I went to bed. And then I think I woke up around 3, covered in sweat. It was a bad one. And I don't remember it, thank God. But I know when I wake up and it's something bad because I'll be covered in sweat. And I didn't get to bed back until maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. I just laid in bed, couldn't go back to sleep. I woke up cranky. I got to stop being so cranky. Why can't Hollywood actresses and actors just shut the fuck up? Leah Sadu, No Time to Die star. This is James Bond. Why do they have to fucking do this? Why can't they just leave art alone? Leave the movie alone? Let me first set the tone, ladies and gentlemen. If you're listening in, unless you're driving, close your eyes and let me take you to a place where Ian Fleming wrote a series of books that were so incredibly well done that it paved the way for spy stories to go mainstream, and thus the creation of 007, James Bond. Played by numerous talented actors, except Roger Moore. He wasn't very good. Sorry, Roger Moore wasn't a good Bond. Favorites have got to be, and I know you're going to hate it, but it's not Connery. Connery was good. He set the mold. I think I'm the biggest fan of Daniel Craig. I think Craig, in the series of the movies that Craig did, so for those that don't realize, the James Bond series that Daniel Craig has done has been one continuous storyline. And this is the last movie. This ends Daniel Craig's version of James Bond. So naturally, they're going to recast him and launch a new storyline of James Bond. Daniel Craig, to me, in the beginning, and this was intentional, was a young James Bond, reckless, inexperienced, and he learned as he went, fell in love with various different women. And then as the story progressed, he became older, better, more mature. And this is the last movie Daniel Craig is doing as James Bond. He's clearly said it's time to end it. It's time to move on. And these movies are very well done. These are not boring movies. The plot is usually pretty damn good. The bad guy, I would have to say, you know, they do a good job like detailing the bad guys because, you know, back in the old day, it was like Jaws and Man with the Golden Gun, Octopussy and the rest of them. I think the bad guys now in these movie series that that Daniel Craig did is more believable. Normally, they have some kind of physical deformity that highlights them as the bad guy. And that's why I think it's pretty well done. It's pretty well done. So, one of the female stars on the most recent show, I think she's been in a few of them actually. This is the article about her. And by the way, for those that don't know, I would highly suggest it looks good based upon the previous movies Daniel Craig has done as James Bond and reprising the role repeatedly. This is worth going to see. The coming attractions look really good. And it doesn't look like it's one of those woke movies either, thank God. But this bitch is trying to do this. Léa Seydoux, No Time to Die star, says the term Bond girl should be replaced with this phrase. French actress stars a new 007 flick with Daniel Craig, Rami Malek, and Lashana Lynch, and more. Léa Seydoux implied she's more than pleased to see the James Bond franchise welcome strong female leads, but there's still some room for improvement. What the fuck do you mean welcome? Stop with the wokeism. Bond girls have always been known for being insanely attractive, insanely sexual. And of course, Bond's gonna fuck them. Because that's a storyline. That's romance. That's hot. It's James Bond. Stop trying to fucking cut his nuts off with your woke feminism bullshit. Seydoux appeared on the Good Morning America to discuss her role as Madeleine Swan in the latest Bond installment, No Time to Die, which hits theaters on Friday. Asked if the popular term Bond girl is antiquated and should no longer be used, the French actress said she thinks it's being more appropriate to say Bond woman. Oh my fuck. Bond woman. Dude, it's the same fucking thing. When you say it's a Bond girl, like, should we then change, like, you know, I'm Playboy. It's like, I'm not just a Playboy, but I'm a Playboy woman. It's a term. It's a term that basically applies to that franchise. Stop trying to pull your panties down and through your feminist twat piss all over something that's fucking working. It's great. People enjoy it. You know, the only people that are unhappy with this are the ones that are not getting fucked or they're miserable inside. Stop trying to ruin everything for the rest of us. It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. Bond woman? Are you serious? It's still the same thing. Do you honestly think when somebody says Bond girl that they're thinking of a child? Are you that stupid? Of her role specifically, Seydoux shared that she's happy her character is quite unexpected for a Bond girl because she's not here to please James Bond. Oh, because if you do that, you're partaking in the patriarchy. This, oh my God. It's a fucking movie. It is a movie. It's not real. James Bond, as much as it hurts me to say this, is not real. Why do you have to apply your wokeism bullshit to fiction? Why?
She's not here to please James Bond. She's an old woman. Icky, too Han Solo, mega feminist, blah, 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 blah.
Why can't you just leave things alone that people enjoy? Why don't you shut the fuck up and go get some dick? Because clearly you are inwardly miserable. You want that, like, you know, America and the world, or at least America or Hollywood in general, have it pretty fucking good if your biggest complaint is the term Bond girl that you want it to be Bond woman. Sincerely, like, I'm being genuine. You think that's the extent of your problems? Like, you're fucking high. Of her role specifically, Seydoux shared she's happy her character is quite unexpected for a Bond girl because she's not here to play as James Bond. She's this time a real woman with depth and vulnerability, which is something quite new for a Bond woman. What? Have you not seen the Daniel Craig versions? Those women have depth. Those women are empowered women. She just doesn't like it that they're fucking James Bond. I don't understand that. Are you kidding me? And then, of course, they're gonna say, well, you know, they're always casting the John or James Bond as the savior. Yes, because he's James Bond. You had the same thing for Xena Warrior Princess. Like, why can't you be happy with that? Instead, you just got to piss all over it with your feminist bullshit. Sado went on to credit lead actor Daniel Craig, whose role in the latest flick will be his last as James Bond. I think I can thank Daniel in a way because he's a feminist, and it's because of him that the female characters have changed so much. It was time to now have stronger female characters, so I'm really, really happy for that, she added. What? That's interesting. That's very interesting. He's a feminist, whatever. But from what I've seen, the series that Daniel Craig did with the James Bond women are... How are they like, how are we seeing feminist overtones on this? Or undertones, rather, excuse me. That's interesting to me. All she's trying to do is dance around the fact that she's a Bond girl. She doesn't want to offend Daniel Craig, a.k.a. James Bond, and trying to make it appear like he's doing his best to make women look different in the James Bonds. No, guess what? He still fucks them. Oh, does that upset you that he sticks his pee-pee in your vagina and he's trying to make you so sad? Can you make us so sad? You gonna cry about it? You gonna go cry about it? I think what she's trying to do here is trying to cast feminist undertones when there are none in the movie, and she doesn't like that. Sado's role in the new film is also significant in that she's the only woman to play role in 2 007 movies. So what the fuck is she on about? You were brought back for a second time, and you have the audacity to bitch about this? Wow, okay. Clearly things must be going well in her life. Oh my God. That's incredible to me. All right, moving on. I'm in a mood today. I'm going to take some CBD. I am going to take some CBD. I need to at this point. Oh my gosh. And my phone's blowing up. U.S. economy adds 194,000 jobs in September, missing estimates. Unemployment rate fell to 4.8%. Now, let me first put this into context for you guys, because I know Democrats are going to lord this over the entire right-leaning people out there as if that was Biden's doing. Okay. We have to remember, under Trump's administration, unemployment fell to a record low. Then the lockdowns came. Then people getting fired came. And that came across the board in almost every single state, except for Kristi Noem. God bless her. Okay? Then, under Biden, the restrictions and mandates slowly start rolling back. People go back to work, unemployment goes back down, and then Biden is going to be hailed as the savior of the republic. Oh my God, Biden got people back to work. No, businesses just reopened. The ones that made it through the shutdowns that Trump was wrong for allowing to happen as well. Trump never should have supported that. Never. It's ridiculous. But they're gonna hail that as a Biden victory. But they're gonna not use any common sense saying people were already out of work. That wasn't Biden. And Trump can also be blamed for the exterminating of jobs, as well as your local governments that enforce these fucking tyrannical shutdowns. Non-farm payrolls increased 194,000 workers in September as the unemployment rate fell to 4.8%, the Labor Day Department said Friday. Economists surveyed by Refinitiv were expecting additional 500,000 new jobs and the unemployment rate to slip to 5.1%. The job gains in August were revised up to from 366,000 to 235,000. The labor market recovery continues to hit the brakes this month, but is far from completely stopping, said Daniel Seo, senior economist at Glassdoor. Despite the soft September report, there's still a case for optimism in the coming months, as we are beginning to look into the rearview mirror and peek the Delta wave's repercussions behind us. What? Well, it's an economist talking. He's not, whatever. In total, the job creation in the first 8 months of the administration is in total, the job creation in the first 8 months of my administration, I haven't even read this article. I haven't even read this, and I knew it. I knew it. President Biden addressed the report Friday, defending his record on the economy as progress. Oh my God, the audacity of this dude. The audacity of this. It's mind-blowing. In total, the job creation in the first 8 months of my administration is nearly 5 million jobs, Biden said. Jobs up, wages up, unemployment down. That's progress. Bro, you didn't do shit. That was going to happen. It's a bounce back. Of course it was going to happen. When states start cutting welfare, saying, guess what? Businesses are open. Unemployment's going out. Well, if unemployment, you're not getting it anymore. Go get a job. Naturally, jobs will be created. People go back to work. That's not you. I mean, come on. How can you sit there and with a straight face say, this is progress just 8 months after my administration? You were handed this on a silver fucking platter. And Democrats, I know you don't like this, also the vaccines. Those were already being ramped up under the Trump administration. And I know you don't want to hear that. I know you don't. And for all you Democrats out there screaming, I'm never taking a Trump vaccine. Now you're screaming the same thing. You should get vaccinated. You realize it's the same fucking vaccines. But in your mind, good old Donnie Boy was in the fucking manufacturing room sprinkling like little bits of arsenic. I'm going to kill all the Democrats. Same fucking shit. Got released under Biden. And oh, how you hail and you rant and you rave. And, oh, he's Jesus Christ. Oh. That was actually manufactured under Trump. Trump legitimately handed Biden the plans, and Biden took him and ran with them. And Biden's going to get all the credit. Like, he legitimately did this. This isn't like the same case of like the Obama economy, and then Trump gets like the fucking benefits of it. Like, oh my God, Trump just reaped Obama's economy. Obama was in fucking office for 8 fucking years. 8 fucking years. And then Trump comes in and cuts taxes and creates more jobs, and the economy starts fucking booming. No, that was all President Obama, because half of you don't know what the fuck you're talking about when it comes to economics. You really don't. You really don't. Oh, my God. It's just funny to me. It's just funny. The September report was first since... The September report was the first since the $300 per week in supplemental unemployment benefits expired on September 5th. Economists are still assessing the impact of the child tax credit, which pays families up to $3,600 per child per year. Also having an impact going forward will be the mandatory vaccine requirements being enforced by a growing number of companies. Now here, ladies and gentlemen, is where Biden's going wrong. Of the over 50% of Americans that have been vaccinated, now there are many jobs out there that Biden is also pushing for that are requiring people to be vaccinated to work there. You're going to see unemployment not go up, and there's a reason for that. Because those same people that would be fired from those jobs that would not get the vaccine will not have the option of receiving unemployment. That, in my opinion, is a call for revolution. It really is. You are forcing a vaccine on people. And then while they try and find a new job that doesn't require the vaccine, you won't give them unemployment? You won't pay them back the tax money that they've paid the federal government? I think they are well within their right to grab a gun and go to town. I think they are. I don't give a fuck what you think. You have now forced medical tyranny on the people, and you have financially hamstrung them. What other option do they have? What other option do they have except violence? You've taken from them everything. What do they have left? Jean Valjean steals a loaf of bread because essentially he can't fucking work. And his family is starving to death, and he resorts to that. What is he supposed to do? Les Miserables, for those that don't know. What are these people supposed to do? But unemployment won't go up, it'll go down. Because those same people applying for unemployment won't get it. Therefore, the data won't reflect. My, how they love to manipulate the numbers to make it seem the perspective is good. But in reality, they're doing the exact opposite. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, if this continues, there is going to be violence, and it will be justified. It will be 100% justified. Notable job gains occurred in leisure and hospitality. 74,000 were led by the arts, entertainment, and recreation. So, okay, you can sit there and you give me these numbers all day. It's the fact that the economy is opening back up. Jobs are opening back up. This has occurred for the last few months. You can call it job creation. Let's just call it recreation. Reoccupation if you want. But how many are now being shit-canned because they're not getting the vaccination? What about those numbers? There's a protest here at Raytheon, here in Dallas. My music teacher, God bless her. I don't know if she listens or not. She's being forced out because Raytheon says you have to have the vaccination. And now she's going to start looking for another job because she doesn't want to get it. And I don't blame her. There's a protest going on there today. I told people, it's like, if these protests, you should reach out to your local chapter of BLM and get them involved. Liberals listen to black people because if they don't, they're racist. Do it. Weaponize the BLM. They're already on board. They already know. Because essentially these vaccine mandates disproportionately affect minorities more than anybody else, according to them. Use them. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, temporarily. Use them. Get them involved. Reach out to your local BLM chapter. So we need to unite on this. Oh, yeah. Don't tell me they don't have power. They do have power. They have power because they know how to do it. They know how to march in mass. Get some minorities out there and white liberals back the fuck down. They will back the fuck down. Because with white liberals, as soon as you start, decrying racism, oh my God, they will toe the lines. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Mr. Minority or Mrs. Minority. Please, what can we do to make that better? Oh, please, we don't want to be. We're not racist. Bend over and let them lick your ass. That's what I would do. I feel bad for these people, ladies and gentlemen. I do. I feel bad. Biden legitimately, and I have a lot of respect for Tulsi Gabbard. She's even posting about this. Like Biden trying to say that the IRS should be able to look at your account if it has over a $600 transaction to mirror or to monitor your account to ensure that you're paying taxes. This is America. This is America, and I am disgusted by it. I am disgusted by this shit. Here's some good news. Elon Musk's Tesla abandons California and sets up HQ in Texas. Come on down, buddy boy. Come on down, Elon. Bring it on home now. Bring it on home to Texas now. Yeehaw. No, that was not the sound of a Border Patrol agent whipping a Haitian. Okay? Jesus. You need to back the fuck off and relax. Elon Musk's Tesla abandons California, sets up HQ in Texas. Elon Musk's electrical vehicle maker Tesla has announced that it is officially moving its headquarters from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas. CNBC reports that during Tesla's recent 2021 annual shareholder meeting, company CEO Elon Musk announced that the company headquarters is officially moving from Palo Alto, California to Austin, Texas. Oh, man, so close. Get out of Austin. Don't go to these fucking blue cities. Don't. At least it's coming to Texas. Elon Musk announced the company's headquarters officially moving to Texas. Speaking of Tesla's vehicle assembly plant under construction just outside of Austin, Musk announced the move. However, the firm will... Let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pose a little hypothetical for you here right now. If an employer has the right to say that we are not going to hire you based upon whether you have the vaccination or not, should an employer be allowed to hire you based upon the fact if you're a Republican or a Democrat? Weird, right? Oh, now it's discrimination. Now it's discrimination. Oh, you're a liberal? No, you're not working here. No. You voted Democrat? No, you're not working here. Start freaking taking that stance and see what happens. Oh my God. Democrats will come a-running. They'll come around. That's racist. No, it's not. It's not racist at all. But suddenly you will start decrying, discrimination. Then you have beef with it. When it directly impacts you and you're not on the winnable side, then you cry unfair. Gotta love that. You've just got to love the hypocrisy. Start discriminating based upon, political preference and watch them fucking retards start screaming at the sky again. To be clear, we'll be continuing to expand our activities in California, Musk said. Our intention is to increase output from the Fremont and Giga, Nevada by 50%. If you go to our forefront factory, it's jammed. Musk added, it's tough for people to afford houses and people because California is so fucking expensive. It's so expensive. Selling your house in California pretty much damn near could possibly fund your move down here to Texas. Even in California, my cousin up there owns a house. And it's a nice house, 2-story, decent neighborhood. It appraised for $1 million. I told him, I was like, dude, you know what you can get for just $1,500 a month down here in Texas? I have a 4-bedroom house. I have a 4-bedroom house in a brand new subdivision. $1,500 a month, roughly. What he's paying in New York is insane. Insane. In California as well. It tells you a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It tells you a lot. Just don't come to Texas and vote like you did where you came from. We don't want you. We don't want you. Don't come over here and shit all over our state. In fact, I think it should be like a requirement. Like when I sell my house, if I find out the buyer's from California, the answer is no. No. Unless you're a Republican. I'm not selling it to somebody from California that's a Democrat. Not going to do it. I don't want you here. Go back to your own state that you fucked up. Don't come over here and fuck up mine. I don't want my taxes through the fucking roof. I don't want my local economy just exploding. Fuck no. You go back there and you deal with the shit you created. You don't come bring it here. You're not welcome here. We are not the United States of America. We are not united. Don't even sit there and believe in that bullshit. We are not united. Why would I ever unite with those that are anti-liberty? Why? It makes no sense to me. Moving on, here you've got good old crack smoking Hunter. And here's the other thing. If Hunter Biden, man, I've really backed myself into a corner here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. If Hunter Biden wants to smoke crack and get his dick jerked off by a prostitute's feet, hey, bro, more power to you. I don't, you know, the only ones that have issues with this are the fucking boomer turning point types. Oh my God, he's smoking crack and getting his dick rubbed by a prostitute's feet. Oh my God. Bro, do what makes you happy. I just don't want to pay for it. I'm not against that. I'm not. I just think it's funny that he got a dishonorable discharge for drug shit and stuff like that. And this is the president's son. I mean, come on, dude. The hypocrisy in this, and they went after like Barron Trump and the rest of these children for way lesser things. But Biden, he gets a pass. Hunter Biden gets a pass. Press ain't touching it. Ain't gonna go anywhere near it. But hey, dude, like I'm sitting there, I'm watching everybody just losing their mind over Hunter Biden getting a foot job smoking crack. It's like, hey, that's the freedom to choose, baby. That's the freedom to choose. That's liberty. Libertas. God bless it. I mean, that's almost like, and I know people aren't going to understand this like right out the gate, but that's kind of like a beautiful thing that you have that option to go pay a prostitute to touch your pee-pee while you smoke crack. I mean, think about it. I mean, I'm not going to do it. Crack's addictive. I don't want to smoke crack. Although I could probably lose a lot of weight and get a lot more work done because it'd be like really turned on. And I'm not paying for sex. I'm too good looking. Well, actually, no. We pay for it in indirect ways. Take them to dinner. Buy them nice. No, I'm playing. We all pay for sex and now I'm playing. I'm going to catch so much shit for this later. I know I'm going to catch shit for this later. I love you, ladies. I love you. Report, Hunter Biden sells 5 pieces of art for $75,000 each in Los Angeles show. You socialists, why are you not jumping all over this? Why is Hassan Piker not jumping all over this? Why are the Young Turks jumping all over this? Oh my God, he's selling it for $75,000 for a piece of work. That could go to so many people out there. And that's not right. Hunter Biden, the president's son, reportedly sold at least 5 pieces of art for $75,000 each at his Los Angeles exhibit on October 1st. The George Burgess Gallery sold the prints before the October 1st opening up of a pop-up presentation in Los Angeles, a source familiar with the matter said Thursday. The New York Post reported, it's unclear who purchased the reproductions. Bullshit. Which cost a fraction of the top price of $500,000 for an original piece by President Biden's scandal-scarred son. If any more were sold after the LA show opened. Now, here's the beautiful part about this. This is in LA. This is in LA. Now, the link is on Breitbart. Go to Breitbart.com. You can see this. Now, again, I understand that news organizations are slanted. Video doesn't lie. Video does not lie. Here, you can see the tweets being pushed by the people that attended this gallery. And guess what they're not doing? They're not social distancing, and they sure as fuck ain't wearing masks. That's the president's son. That's the president's fucking son. And you see him in these tweets. He's holding up. He's fucking taking pictures. He's broing it out. He's got one woman whispering in his ear. And guess who's wearing masks, ladies and gentlemen? The people that work the event. If there was never a clear picture painted, no pun intended, of the social elites not adhering to the mandates that have been passed forth by the other rich elites in suits, this is it. So you remember this, ladies and gentlemen. You remember this when they want to mask your child at school, when they want to force the jab on you. You remember this. This is the president's own fucking son that he can't get a rein on. And these rich elites, these Hollywood celebrities, they don't play by the rules that are mandated for you and me. So why the fuck should we listen? Eat the rich, right? Eat the rich. Where are you at? Where are you at, socialists? Where are you at, Hassan? Here you go. Where are you at? Los Angeles has indoor mask mandates unless you're a political elite, apparently. And the pictures don't lie. You see the cameramen, you see the waiters, you see the servers, they're all wearing masks. Just like at, what was that other place that cost $35,000? Oh, yeah, the Met Gala. Oh, yeah. Remember AOC? Dressed up really nice and pretty in her little hotel room before she went down to make her appearance. She's there, getting her makeup done, getting her dress done. Text the rich. Oh my God, you're so progressive. Oh my God, you're gonna make so many people laugh and are mad. Not really, because they all kind of like agree with you, but they're not gonna get taxed more because they can afford it. As she's sitting there getting dolled up, everyone else around her is wearing a mask. But Lady Madame Politician is not. The very leaders that we elect that are supposed to represent and lead are hypocrites. Why aren't Democrats fuming about this? Why aren't you pissed off about this like everybody else is? The very same people on your side are not doing what you're doing. They're not doing what you were forced to do. It's almost as if maybe you should tell them to go fuck themselves, go play in traffic, and give me liberty. Freedom to choose, baby. Freedom to choose. But you're not going to say a fucking word because you won't go against your own political sign. At least I have the balls to do that, and you don't. At least I have the balls to call out Republicans on their bullshit, but you Democrats, you don't. You just really don't. $75,000. Shoo. Shoo. Per. 5 pieces of art. You gotta love it. And the art doesn't even look that good. That's really not. I looked at it as like, this is whatever. And the only reason is it's celebrity that is selling that. It's the fact that it's the president's son. That's the only reason. Can you imagine the types of people that show up to these events hoping they're gonna get in tight with old Joe Biden, by going through means of his son? Can you imagine these types of suck-ups and kiss-ass and fake Hollywood's elites? Just the lack of personality and the willingness to deep-throat any dick that comes near them that's like richer than them. That's what LA is, ladies and gentlemen. I've been to LA once or twice. Was not impressed. I went to this one event. It was like the Babes in Toyland thing. I was talking to some model out there, and I flew out. This is years ago. I flew out there to attend this thing. I was fresh out of the Army, and they were raising money for the troops. You want to talk about the most fake motherfuckers? We're talking about everybody a spray tan, literally dudes wearing popped collars, women covered like 95% in plastic. And like, Jesus Christ, this place is so fucking fake. It's nuts to me. But hey, if that's what makes you happy, that's me. I could never live there. But this is the class of people that you're going to be around at these types of events. The most, like, I don't even think they know who they are as human beings. I don't even think they know. I actually had the opportunity at this event. I got to meet Corey Feldman and Tara Reid. And just through body language, looking at these people, they live in a different world. And it was Tara Reid's assistant that wanted to fuck me, which is kind of funny. And the other thing, like, she just straight up grabs my ass. And as a guy, I'm just going, fuck, she thinks I'm hot. But now that I think about it, it's like I was sexually assaulted. I mean, she was beautiful. She was hot. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, if she was ugly, I'd probably have a problem. No, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'd be flattered. Like, somebody's like, ooh, and they just grab you. It's like, okay, knock it off. But still, like, Dina's like, yeah, she's fucking flattered. No, I'm not condoning that. That's me. I'm not condoning that. I'm not calling for that. Don't go do that. Don't go grabbing people's asses. You spit in their mouths like the rest of us. I'm playing. Don't do that. I personally didn't care. I was flattered by it. But I do have to ask myself, would I be pissed off if it was an ugly woman? Honestly, I probably wouldn't, though. I probably wouldn't, because I'd be like, I'm flattered that somebody finds me attractive to that level. But at the same token, I understand how that's crossing the line. And being flattered by that only condones that type of behavior. So I do realize I have to reel that in a little bit, but I'm just being honest with you here. You want honesty? I'm giving you honesty. But to go back on track, though, like, I got to see Corey Feldman, who I can't even imagine the type of life that dude has lived as a childhood star that I believe has been sexually molested and silenced by the rich elites and things such as that. I feel bad for that dude. Like, I'm honest, and I'm not making a joke. I'm honestly surprised he's not committed suicide, and I'm not condoning that. The demons that dude has dealt with, I'm like, fuck me. I'm honestly surprised he hasn't killed himself. because people just turned against him. Like, even as Hollywood people, like, fucking crucified him. I think he was going after Michael Jackson. I could be wrong on that one. And then you got Tara Reid, who just looked like, oh my God, like somebody was trying to squeeze in 50 pounds of shit in a 10-pound bag. Like, what the fuck happened to you? Like, I remember to like American Pie, she was smoking hot. Whew, smoking hot. And then I guess she got a botched boob job, and then her facial cosmetic just looked really bad. Like, really bad. And I'm like, who the fuck are these people? Like, this is crazy. New York Times promotes redesigns of the American flag. Repairing systemic racism. What? The far left New York Times is continuing in its attempts to effectively erase accurate American history following its controversial 1619 project, advancing a handful of redesigns of the American flag. I can tell you this right now. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. I'm not even going to finish this article. New York Times will tell you right now, this will never happen. America will never stand for you trying to fucking replace our flag. Absolutely not. Too many people have died defending it. Nope. Tough shit. You don't like it? That's the flag. And we'll fly it even more. We'll fly it even higher and in your fucking face. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out of America. I'm not bending the knee to you fucking socialist, fascist motherfuckers. Fuck you. Redesign my flag. I bet you redesigned this dick. That didn't come off the way I intended it to come off. Like, don't redesign my dick. Fuck you, you fucking liberals. You stupid liberal fucks. You propaganda. Oh my God. Suck my fucking dick. You think I'm changing the flag because it offends you just because you're a minority? I don't give a fuck about you. The flag goes beyond your minority. Yeah, do we have blood on our hands? You're absolutely damn right we do. But go find me a country that doesn't. Because in your mind, we should exist in this perfect utopian society. Like, a country should be born out of like goodness and generosity and equality. No, those are things that are fought for. Those are things that are acquired down through time as we learn as a race, as a society. And guess what? America has evolved so much faster than most societies out there that now we've gone way too fucking far into the realms of insanity. Because you minority people are the minority percentile out there, not minorities in general, the minority percentile of people that are fucking retarded, and you belong, and I'm being serious, you belong in an institution. We've given them a voice when they should be told to sit down and shut the fuck up. Andy Frisella posted on his Instagram today, this fat, ugly feminist. I'm here to make white supremacists uncomfortable. The only people you're making uncomfortable are the people sitting next to you on a plane because you're so fucking fat and ugly. Every single one of these people are ugly and unfuckable. Have you noticed this? It's a real thing. They dye their hair to get attention. They try and get somewhat of an attractive lesbian girlfriend to give them validity, but they're ugly. Their life is miserable because nobody wants to fuck you. It's true. Every single TikTok liberal activist that you see is generally fat and usually ugly, therefore unfuckable. I mean, I could see that. I could see why you'd be inwardly miserable. Like, if I wasn't attractive and nobody wanted to touch my dick, I'd probably be inwardly miserable as well. I'm inwardly miserable for other reasons. But Jesus Christ. Every single one. And I'm here to fight the patriarchy. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Do I say it? Okay, fuck it. I'll say it. You know why you have equality? Because men let you. Back during the day in the civil rights movement. In the early 20th century. Because we let you. Men rally to your side, but without men, you never would have had equality. Stick that in your patriarchy pipe and smoke it, bitch. Don't get me wrong. I'm all for equality. Yes, absolutely. But when you hit them with that little factoid, their brains just melt. That equality was given and fought for by men, and that's how you achieve. Now, don't get me wrong. Women fought hard for it as well. Do not get me wrong on that. I'm not trying to go. But I'm saying, though, that's kind of like a two-sided sword that I absolutely love. More men rallied to your cause and voted it in because you persuaded them to come to your side. But men had to fucking give it to you. You're not going to like that. You're not going to like that. I don't care. I don't fucking care. And I'm not saying I believe in the patriarchy. I'm not saying I'm all for equality. Don't get me wrong on that one. But it's kind of funny how you sit there. It's like, I'm here. I'm fighting the patriarchy. It was men that fucking helped you. It's men that died in World War I and II in Vietnam and Korea It's men that have the highest suicide rates and the highest homeless rates across the fucking nation. Don't you dare sit there and tell me that the fucking patriarchy still exists. Then you go explain to me why women aren't the majority in labor-focused jobs. Explain that to me, because we're fucking different. Men are usually stronger. We're the same. Then go pick up a fucking pick and go into those fucking Virginia mines and start fucking mining coal, bitch. Until then, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. Until those percentiles start changing, and guess what? You have, and don't forget this. Remember, women are allowed to go through Ranger School and Special Forces in the military? How many have made it through? Oh, it's a small amount. It's almost as if that we're not the same. Doesn't make one better, and it doesn't make one worse, but it only promotes and proves the point that we are not the same. You gotta love it. You gotta love it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm doing a new thing on the show now. I'm gonna close out the show with some good news. Now, let me take a step back here. If you've made it this far into the episode, and trust me, I'm self-aware enough to I know I'm in a bitchy mood today. I'm a little bitchy today. I didn't get my sleep. I'm gonna take some rack out gummies tonight. Thank you for tolerating me and listening to me fucking whine. I'm whining. I am. I'm gonna whine. This is a whining podcast sometimes. But I'm trying to make it now where we're going to end the show with some good news. Because I bombard you with constant negative news. I know that. But I want to end it with something good. For those that have seen it, it's been going around the country. It's the immersive Van Gogh exhibit. And I posted this on my Instagram. I got a lot of questions about this. This was a very beautifully done piece. If it comes to a town or a city near you, I would highly encourage you to go. I would highly encourage you to go. Now, with Van Gogh, if you listen to the history of him, he died when he was 37. There's speculation as to whether he killed himself or not. A very isolated and lonely individual who was misunderstood, didn't feel like he belonged in society. And for his painting style, it wasn't popular during those times. It wasn't. And if you see his works as they evolve over time, he started with blacks and grays in his paintings. And then he had some Parisian influence, and he started bringing in more color and pastels. And then he had some Japanese influence. And the thing that I love about this, I'm about to go deep, so get your hip waders on. And you're going to be like, I didn't know John thought like this. If you think about art like this, in this context, during his time, his period of history, racism was rampant. The Japanese, people were racist towards them, okay? An artist like Van Gogh thought Japanese art was so beautiful, and there was some influence in it in his paintings. This man saw through the human nature of racism and hatred, but instead focused on the beauty that man, regardless of his nationality, regardless of his race, was able to create. That is beautiful. That transcends humanity, and that's why I love art. That's why I love art. I also sat there on that concrete floor watching, and for those that don't know, it's projectors that with a theme, with a musical theme, showcase his art moving. And they do some animations to it, and it's beautifully done. I sat there on that concrete floor and I looked up, and I saw a man that was in pain for the majority of his life. He didn't know where to fit in. He didn't know where to go. He tried to help save people, but he didn't know how to do it. Fell in love with a prostitute with some children, caught syphilis, tried to lift her up out of poverty. A man so inwardly in turmoil, wanting to help, and he didn't know how to do it. At one point, he stumbled into a prostitution house with, they don't know if it was his full ear or a piece of his ear cut off. Handed it to the prostitute and stumbled away, only to be found the next day covered in blood. Driven into somewhat madness because he just couldn't understand himself. And I won't lie to you, I broke down crying because I could understand that. And it was so beautifully done. And then Don McLean's song, if you've never listened to it, Don McLean is the man who sang American Pie, a classic. Don McLean sang a song about Vincent. I think it's called Starry, Starry Night, or maybe it's Vincent. And it's very beautifully done. And I couldn't help but think about that song while watching these paintings go floating by. And here's the beautiful part about it. And maybe people don't think of it like this, but this is just where my mind went. A man that lived in the 1800s, that went against the grain of society's norms in regards to art, and painted his own style. And for those that don't know, Van Gogh was dead long before people even knew who he was. He was famous after he died. He never knew the impact he had in the art world. And here I am in 2021, reminiscing of a song created by a man in the 1960s or the 1970s that was inspired from a man in the 1800s. So a man's willingness to be creative, to allow his inspiration to be painted on canvas, and for him to scream what was in his mind and in his heart through colors, inspired a man, another artist, a fellow artist, to take a pen and write some of the most poetically beautiful lyrics I have ever heard. And then a style of guitar so relaxing. And that inspired a man to sit on a floor and look at these paintings go floating by and reminisce on that song. You look at this, and you cannot tell me there is no God. You cannot tell me there is no God. You stay